Hey guys, it's StephanieNicoleh H. Welcome back to my channel. So Christmas is over and I'm super bummed about that, but next holiday up is Valentine's Day. So I thought I'd head over to my local Dollar Tree and pick up some supplies to make myself a wreath. So here are all the supplies that I use to make this wreath. It's super fun and super easy to make. So first item is this wired heart-shaped wreath. Then I have some floral wire and 3 bundles of roses. I only used 2 though. Then I have this roll of burlap that I actually picked up from Walmart. It's 5.5 inches by 30 feet and I used every inch of it. Then a hot glue gun and some scissors. So first I'm just gonna start with the wired wreath and the burlap, and I'm just gonna cut off the tags. This roll of burlap from Walmart ran about $5, so super inexpensive. I think this entire project only cost me about $8. And now I'm just cutting off the end of the burlap just to make the end a little more uniformed. And I'm just gonna start in this side area, this little section here. So I'm gonna put my burlap under the wreath. So I'm going to be working off of this middle wire. So I'm just folding the burlap up so it's around that middle wire. And now I'm just going to cut off a piece of floral wire about 8 inches long or so. And now that my wire is cut, I'm just going to thread the wire through the burlap about 1 inch from the end. And now I'm going to bring that wire under the wreath on this side portion, both pieces, and then I'm going to twist it to secure it. And once it's secured, I'm just going to cut off the excess floral wire. And now comes the fun part. So again, I'm just going to fold my burlap up so the ends meet, and I'm going to start gathering the burlap. So taking about 1 inch and scrunching it together. So 1 inch scrunching, 1 inch scrunching, 1 inch scrunching, and I'm making sure that the ends of the burlap are together. And I'm going to continue this process until this section is filled. So now I'm just going to check and make sure that this section is filled enough. So just spreading that out, making sure that that middle wire is not showing. So it looks pretty good. So I'm going to start with the next section. So I'm going to hold the end of the previous section and bring the burlap under the new section on the wreath and do the same process. So pinching and moving over. So taking about 1 inch over and gathering, 1 inch and gather. And notice that I did not cut the burlap, so this entire roll of burlap is going to be on this wreath. You do not have to cut it at all. So I decided to check my work on this section just to see if it was full enough. It wasn't, so I'm going to continue the process. So now that it's full enough, I'm going to move over to the next section. So again, holding the end of my previous section and bringing the burlap under my new section and pinching and gathering, pinching and gathering. This process is super easy, especially when you get the hang of it. The most important thing is to make your sections full enough so that those wires on the wreath do not show. Also, making sure the ends of your burlap meet is super important. So I'm just going to continue this process until I'm finished. So again, pinching and gathering, pinching and gathering. It's just that easy, I promise. I'm also making sure that I check every single section just to make sure that they're full enough. So as you can see, I'm almost finished, only 2 sections left. And as you can see, that roll of burlap is dwindling down, but that's okay because we're almost done. These wreaths are so addictive. I have made a couple of them already and already have supplies on standby to make a few more. So I'm constantly checking my work just to make sure that everything is full enough, and when it's not, I'm continuously pinching and gathering, just a continuous process. So now I'm on my last section. So I'm bringing the burlap under for this last section, and again, pinching and gathering, pinching and gathering. So now that I'm done, you can see the end of the burlap. So now I'm going to cut off another 8-inch piece of floor wire. And now I'm going to thread that floor wire through the burlap about 1 inch from the end. So now I'm going to thread the floor wire through the burlap about 1 inch from the end. And now I'm tucking the ends of the floor wire through the wreath to the underside. And once I have the ends of the floor wire on the underside of the wreath, I'm just going to secure it by twisting together. And now that the ends are secured, I'm just going to clip them off. Also, any strings of burlap that I see, I'm going to clip those off as well. So here is my wreath. It's so full and fluffy. And I'm just shaping that burlap, making sure that it has that point in the middle to emphasize the heart. And now for the decor. So I have pink and red roses. So now I'm just going to pull off the roses. So about 3 of the red ones and 3 of the pink ones, as well as the leaves. Here is where you can really let your creativity shine through. You can use any kind of flowers, any kind of decor that you can find. So get creative. I wanted my wreath to have a rustic, romantic kind of feel, so that's why I used the pink and the red roses. So with my hot glue gun, I'm just going to place about a dime-sized amount of glue right at the bottom of my wreath and put my leaves right on top. Now I'm going to snip off the bottom piece on this rose and then put a little bit of glue right in the middle of the leaves and put my rose right on top. So I started off with a pink rose, so now I'm going to move over to the red roses. So again, the leaves, and then snip off the bottom of that rose, put some glue on, and put that rose right in the middle of the leaves. And I'm going to alternate pink and red, leaving a little bit of space in between just so that you can see a little bit of the burlap. Hot glue really adheres to burlap very well, so it's fairly no drying time whatsoever. And I'm making sure to discard of any of those glue strings. So now I'm just going to continue up, alternating colors for the remaining 3 roses. So I'm making sure to put just a little bit of glue before I put my leaves down, and then a little more glue on top of the leaves before I put my rose. So I finished putting on all 6 roses I planned on putting on, but I wanted to add just one more, so I'm going to add another pink one. And this hot glue just holds everything in place so perfectly. These roses are not going anywhere. And I got a pack of like 10 glue sticks from the Dollar Tree for my future projects, so that's a steal. And here is my wreath, the finished product. I am so in love with it. And to hang it on your door, you can just take a little bit of twine and just secure that to the wire part of the wreath. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.